Security Guard Training Course, Section 3, Basic Security Procedures. Overview. In this section, we will cover the basic security procedures that cover the core responsibilities of a security guard. As a security guard, you will face challenges throughout your stationed environments. Some of these challenges can occur during unexpected situations that can be overwhelming if the security guard is not prepared. The protection of people, property, and personal information are some of the main assets to secure. Controlling access and maintaining a peaceful environment throughout your scheduled shift will call upon your ability to identify problems before they arise. Nevertheless, a security guard should always prepare for emergency situations and always have the maintaining surveillance. A security guard while on duty should utilize all their major senses to help them detect problems before they escalate out of control. As a security guard, you must react effectively towards unforeseen emergencies and understand the importance of proactive patrolling with the four senses. Powers of observation. Sight. An officer's observation ability is one of the most important senses for the detection of danger and oncoming threats. The following are some observation tips that can help guide you in situations that may alter your perception. Distance is a factor in determining how well an object is perceived and then related back. Depth perception at night is greatly diminished. The further away you are, the smaller an object appears. Light is another factor and will alter perception of height and weight. At night, it is more difficult to see objects clearly at a distance. Rods and cones in the eye change with the available light, making color more difficult to determine. In the night, an important tip to remember is that the color of an object may not appear to be what it really is. In order for you to make an accurate description, reference the color to a familiar color you recognize in the light prior to the incident. Hearing. An officer's ability to hear is the second most important aspect of their senses. Sound can be heard before a dangerous threat appears. Always carefully listen to the environment when on patrol. The following are some examples of sounds that may be heard on duty. Cries for help, breaking of objects, unauthorized operations of heavy equipment, ringing of smoke alarms or other warning devices. Smell. Smell is equally as important as any other sense. If the officer cannot see it or hear it, the sense of smell can help detect invisible threats. The following are some examples of smell-related situations. Decaying of dead bodies, smoke in the stairwells, combustible gases near parking lots, body odor or perfumes from the crime scene, flammables, paint thinner, left unattended after construction. Touch. Touch is a reactive sense. Officers' ability to touch and feel objects assists them during accurate report descriptions and other filtration purposes. The following are some examples of touch-related uses. Cloth fibers, pulse on a casualty, money, counterfeit feel smooth, heat on a door, rough or smooth texture, dry or moist. Tip. When on duty, wear gloves before touching an object that may seem unsanitary. Types of patrol. Floor-by-floor patrols. Floor-by-floor patrol will incorporate stairwell transitioning patrols. When conducting floor-by-floor patrols, you should remember to be on the lookout for fire hazards, water leaks, burnt-out lights, dangerous situations, employees still working, unsecured valuables. Perimeter patrols. Perimeter patrols cover the entire site property up to the city sidewalks. When conducting perimeter patrols, you should remember to be on the lookout for graffiti, vagrants, loitering, abandoned vehicles, lighting, Signage. Mechanical room patrols. Mechanical room patrols involve a basic knowledge of how to read and understand equipment reading and functionality. Refer to your site post orders for more information. During these occasions, you should not attempt to fix any machine. During these occasions, you should be curious about machines that are operating when they generally do not. Be aware of normal settings on pressure gauges. Check when patrolling, even if not required all the time. Contact the appropriate people if you suspect there may be a problem. Mall patrols, retail theft. When conducting mall patrols, you should be on the lookout for anyone who is visibly stealing something, makes a grab and dash, is near empty coat hangers, loiters in an area for an excessive amount of time, avoids talking to clerks but fondles merchandise regularly. Always remember, when you are a mall security guard, there will be backup available. Never engage in a situation where you are outmatched or outnumbered. Access control. Security guards will control access to a property. Access control of a property mainly involves authorizing and denying access to restricted areas or residences. If access control is breached, then the security guard must inform the individual that they are trespassing, and if compliance is not received, the guard can make a citizen's arrest and contact the police immediately. Crowd control. Crowd control is the controlling of a group of people to prevent the outbreak of disorder and prevention of possible hazardous situations. In conducting crowd control, you should be seen as being calm and in control of your emotions, use body language to convey your authority, use your dress, deportment, and demeanor to convey your true message to whoever is watching you. Remain FFFU. Firm, friendly, fair, and unwavering in your resolve. Control methods. There are several methods of controlling a crowd. You should be familiar with them. Physical barriers, turnstiles, gates or fences, stanchions and rope, several security personnel. Vehicle control. You can direct traffic only on private property. The public roads are for the police. Be aware of the boundaries of your client's property and stay within them. You are responsible for the action of the vehicle you direct. Be aware that you can cause an accident by not paying attention to what you are doing. Directing traffic is a skill. Ensure you are properly trained before you direct traffic. Use over-exaggerated hand signals that are simple and straightforward. Consider a whistle, reflective vest, flashlight, and gloves. Always be aware of your surroundings, as drivers are often impatient. Never jeopardize your safety. Dealing with the influence of drugs or alcohol. For this section, we suggest you read up on drug and alcohol effects at the following web link. Deal with people under the influence of drugs and alcohol as if they had a mental illness. The emphasis is not directed at making social workers of security guards. It is about giving skills to determine how to best deal with the subject. Backup is highly recommended when dealing with anyone who is under the influence. Stages of crisis. There are 4 stages of any crisis: pre-crisis, crisis, negotiations, and surrender. Pre-crisis. This is the initial stage before the situation has escalated into a crisis. This is your best opportunity to influence the situation and prevent the situation from becoming a crisis. Crisis. When the situation is such that security has to become involved to prevent an accident or maintain safety, the incident has elevated to the crisis level. Negotiations. This is the point at which an attempt is made to end the crisis through negotiation. Surrender. This is the final stage, where the hoped-for peaceful resolution of the crisis results from successful negotiations. The security officer's role in the 4 stages. Pre-crisis. At this stage, thoughts and emotions on both sides are under control until an unexpected event occurs. Crisis. Things get out of control. Security's goal here is to establish rapport and credibility and restore a subject to a pre-crisis level of functioning. Negotiation. This is where you attempt to get the subject to evaluate their position, outlining the options and consequences of each action. Surrender. Security gains acceptance of notion of surrender without harm being done to the subject. We must have a caring approach to dealing with persons under the influence. As a general rule, in dealing with a crisis, never sacrifice safety for rapport. Critical points to remember. Develop trust. Work hard to establish trust and credibility. Make good use of communication skills. Clarify rather than confuse during a confrontation. Show evidence of mutual respect. Using force. Never compromise safety tactics for communications. Use force only when necessary and appropriate. When danger is perceived, slow the process down, call for more backup or police assistance as required, ensure your safety first, then the subject's. Control. Try to exert as much control as is needed to stay safe and stay in relative control until the scenario resolves itself.